I completely understand now. You know, I was thinking on the channel from now on, we're not gonna say pause. We're gonna replace pause with no Diddy. That's gonna be our new
So you on that?
pause.
You on that hype too? You on that
Somebody already
hype?
did that?
Everybody's doing that.
No Diddy?
Yes.
I thought I just thought of that today.
No, brother. You about 2.5 months
Dang.
late.
Man, Diddy is too powerful, man.
You about two and a half
He's
months
too
late.
he's too strong. Like the wow.
Yeah,
I
them
feel
them
very
them
less
folk
than
been saying
creative right now.
them folk been saying that about two months now, dog.
I
When I
was
first heard, I was like, "That's wild. That's
dude
disrespectful."
when I thought that I thought of it earlier when I thought it,
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
well,
that's funny. Like no Diddy
yeah,
instead of pause. Like that's
yeah.
hilarious.
They do that or the other one. No, you know what I mean. I
Uh,
don't want to say it, yeah, but they say that instead of that too. That's where how I
yeah.
first heard, it, and I was like, "That's crazy that y'all are replacing that man
Back to the creative lab.
with that."
Do
How
something
you
else.
feel about? How you think Meek Mill feels about this? Because they on that boy helmet, like
I,
they on.
honestly, I'll be if I'm Meek, I'm just used to it at this point. They on Meek about everything.
But
They
this
was
is
on Meek
kind of
about Nicki. It was on Meek when Drake went at him. It was on Meek for falling downstairs. They was on Meek. Like Meek always seemed like he's almost like Ray J at this. He's like the rapping Ray J.
yeah, that's true.
Like the people be
That's a good
on Ray J no
analogy.
matter what he does. People
Yeah,
be on Meek. No, I think Meek is just like just cut a check, whatever,
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
whatever.
I mean, I do enjoy that they still have like some stance about themselves. They're still like posting everything. You know, they're still very in the like, hey, when you you still gonna post
Uh,
it. It's still my page, right? Like for now, it's still, I can do what I want to do with it. I just don't. I think it's weird that they're trying to bring like Jay-Z into this.
That dude, I'm telling you, that's the only thing I don't like about these industry issues. And I'm not saying that it's not right because sometimes they be on point.
Yeah,
But I and you can appreciate this reference. I would rather use a sniper rifle than use buckshot. And
yeah,
sometimes that's what it feels like. It feels
yeah,
like hit who needs to be hit,
yeah,
but don't just spray into the crowd
yeah,
and now everybody get a little bit of it to where it's not even focused anymore. Now it's just like, oh, and maybe this, and then maybe Jay
yeah.
Z, and maybe Diddy, and maybe he was there. It's like this video from 99 looks like Justin Bieber was scared. Like
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Now it's like it's like okay, that's a bit much.
yeah. People are definitely reaching when it comes to a lot of that stuff, and I'm like, you never know, you know what I mean? But like we talked about last time, it's like, dude, like if you don't think this stuff goes on in Hollywood, then where have
Yeah,
you been? Were you just
right.
raised in a church and you never left the church? They had everything right there in that building. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
have to know that these type of things go on. And I mean, being even like for me being in the military and seeing like the shady stuff and like this type of stuff goes on in the military. This type of stuff goes on, I think, at a lot of places that you would not necessarily think that these type of things go on. There's a Illuminati type of sense in the military, which is where a lot of people,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, don't they don't get promoted or they don't stay very long just because of that order. So I just thought it was
And you
funny.
affiliated with the military. So how does that make you feel?
I don't care. I have no loyalty to the military. I was I was loyal to the military when the time I needed to be loyal to the military, and now that I'm out of the military, I'm like, I ain't in the military. I ain't in the military. Like, I don't care.
Don't salute me then.
I ain't in the
Not me, not
yeah,
me.
like cool. I mean, well, I was like I said, I was there. I drank the whole Kool-Aid. I was red, white, and blue. But the day I stepped out and I seen oh, the military, like, wait. Let me see your ID. I'm like, hey, nigga, I was just here yesterday. They're like, you were in the military then. Today you ain't. Let me see your ID, sir. You know what I mean? So
And you just vomited all that red, white, and blue up
And
and
you're
was
just
like,
like, all right, so I'm one of these people
it's
now.
like eating a bomb pop.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. And you're diabetic. That's- I'm cool. That's
dude,
I don't
I this is probably gonna come off the wrong way, but I think real men will understand this statement. Every time I see a lesbian couple, I think, dang man, we messed up again.
no, I don't think I mean I feel you. I
Like it feels like
understand.
we lost like somewhere we probably messed up. Like it's different. I don't know if women feel like that when they see two guys, it's probably just like, well, he's just gay. But for men, a lot of times when you hear the woman's story about them becoming lesbian, like it didn't, they ain't been a lesbian. You hear about gay boys being like, he seemed like he was gay when he was little. You don't hear she seemed like she was gay when she was 5. You know, that just don't happen.
Yeah.
So it seems like trauma. It feels like somebody, we did you wrong. We had you out there getting tax money. We was, was using the
It
car.
definitely, and I think it's a man thing. Like you said, I think that's men think that way because we feel obligated to oblige every woman in the world. Like you ain't trying me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that women don't feel that way. They just
At
like
all.
I don't. I would not have messed with him any damn way. But every man
But
is like,
men is like, you didn't even
you ain't even
you didn't
holler
even
at me.
ask.
Yeah,
Like I
like
could
so
have
you gay gay? Like, yeah, like that's I think that's a man thing.
gay gay.
Like that's
That's a
100%.
cultural thing when we say it like,
Yeah, you
hold
said
on. But like, are you done? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
are
more
you
times
gay
you say
gay?
it, yeah, more times you say it, the serious I'm trying to get with you. No, that's
I mean,
definitely a
like,
man thing.
I might be like a little drained, drunk.
Yeah, yeah,
just,
yeah.
just
I mean, I'm drunk, but I ain't drunk. You know what I mean? Like that's like, all right.
that's a different
Then give
that's
him
a
his
different
keys.
place.
Yeah, yeah. Nigga said he ain't drunk.
Oh my gosh, bro. I feel sometimes it's like I'm looking at us on this and I'm thinking, I wonder do people know we have no clue what we're doing on here. Like we're
No,
just
it's literally a conversation.
we just chop it up so much that we were like, you know what, turn the camera on. But if you came to figure out like how do I get thousands of views? Like, I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe talk, I don't know, watch something else because this is watch Think Media or something. They're really good.
They're really good at other
They're
topics.
really good at that.
This
Like,
is no turn signals. They have no direction. You sent me a
none.
picture about this AI stuff.
Oh man, this woo. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see
I'm
if I can
really
pull it up.
into AI. Like I really like I want to be AI.
Mm.
Like I want my brain.
You want to be transformed into AI.
Yeah, I want to be transformed into an AI being so I can evolve. Like that's where the aliens is. Like people are like, "Oh, aliens!" Like besides the water, like we
Hmm.
already discussed last week,
Hmm.
AI is also alien. That's alien.
Mm.
I'm just gonna put it out there.
This
You know,
alien intelligence.
it's just alien intelligence.
Yeah.
And it was like, "Oh, artificial." No, it's alien. It's alien intelligence. Call it what it is. It's not artificial. Artificial means make believe. You know what I mean?
This real.
This for real. Make believe.
Um, but then what if you tapped in? What if you got made into AI, right? So you're living this almost like the Matrix, right?
Yep.
Where they plug in and the body is still here,
Yep.
but they're living a completely different, absent from the body reality.
Yep.
But then somehow, maybe you forgot to click OK on the update, and so your software update doesn't happen, and your system crashes. And when you come out, you realize like they had to amputate both your legs because your body is dying off, and you got some terrible cancer, and
Wait a
you're
minute.
and you're like sitting there like, put me back, put me back in the AI mode. They're like, it's gonna be a while for the update. I mean,
Yeah,
we're completely out.
it's like 10-hour update, and I don't know if you're gonna make
You
it.
can't breathe.
It's just
It
put me in.
hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts to breathe.
I think, yeah. I mean, that would be crazy, but I would feel like at that point of like AI, there got to be some tubes in you, right? Like feeding tubes. Like, come on, man. You ever had your wisdom teeth taken out? Like, you taken care of, bro. In that 4 hours that they taking your wisdom teeth out. I think if I was in AI, there better be some kind of candle burning where it provides enough UV rays to keep my skin in it. Like, I would just deteriorate. I would, like, you wake up, you want your money back. Like, what do you mean?
Right.
I've been doing this for 75 years. I come back and I ain't got no legs. Like, wait, what happened? I want to. Did you fire the nigga? Somebody getting fired. Obviously,
I
somebody didn't
mean,
do
you
their
had no
job.
control, man. You have no power of attorney. Like they just do what they want because you're out there. You've been like you said, it's been 75 years. You know what your body
Somebody's
look
getting
like.
fired. Somebody's getting fired. I should be, what is it, cryogenically frozen at that point, like in a status of like sedation to the point where like they're like you're gonna be 175 years old, but you're gonna look exactly the same as you look today, but you're gonna be 175 years old. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the AI I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the
That's what I was.
Walmart version of AI. Like, you know what I'm saying? Talking about like Apple, goddamn
Hey, hey,
Samsung
trust me.
AI.
Once the patents are over, it's over. You're gonna have a Timu AI version. You
Yeah,
like,
and you go see it, and you gonna see it. You'll be like, damn, like they ain't gonna have the software updates and stuff like that. They still gonna be breakdancing all the other. Like, you doing a robot for real, for real?
all right, I think I got it. I think I got it. So yeah, this is wild.
All right,
This
bring
is
it up.
wild. Okay, so
When you put it up,
all right, so
all right,
I should be able to get it bigger than that. What's going on? Um,
you figure that out.
da 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 da. Diddle 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 diddle. All right, so you see?
Yep.
All right, so this looks okay. I gotta take some other shots so you can see what I'm saying. So this looks like a regular chick, right?
Yep.
Um, nothing about her seems staged or phony. And if you saw this online, you'd be thinking, "Yo, who that? Who that? Let me holler." Am
Okay.
am I am I wrong?
Agreed.
Okay. So here's the problem. This is always the problem with everybody with AI. So anybody listening, number one, no matter what this girl looks like, if you really pay attention, she is dead in the eyes. There is nothing there. It is just a pretty face. There's
No,
no
it's something
thought.
there. She's
Nope.
looking right at me.
Nope. Nope. That's what they want you to. That is what they want you to believe. Now, here is the fun part that really makes you go, oh, now I get it. Um, every time, if you have a question, right? If there's something questionable about it, and you're like, man, is this one of the things Cash was talking about? I'm gonna show you how to find out. The issue is always in the fingers. The issue is always in the fingers. Hold on, let me get this out of the way so
I
you can
do
see
see it.
it. Okay, you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay,
The pocket.
yes, yes. There's always some kind of weird finger thing going on. So, like, if you look at these fingers closely, sorry, y'all, I can't. It's coming up mad small. Do you see that?
Yep.
You see how this bottom pinky finger is all
Backward.
weird? Look at the fingertips.
Yeah.
It's just like
The
it's like
thumb,
look at the
like
thumb. The
five
thumb
thumbs. Yeah.
splits into like some broccoli thing.
Yeah.
It's like when the AI gets down to the fingers, it just it it's like it can't do that part.
Yeah.
It can get everything else healthy. I mean, the girl looked healthy.
Yeah.
The girl looked like, oh, this is what I got an account on this site for us to see ones like this. Like, so when this pops up in my feed, I'll be like, first off, I don't even know this person. Like, I've never seen this. I've never followed this. How in the world is this even on my computer? And then I realized, oh, this one of them. This is one of them. Look at her fingers. You
Yeah.
see how the fingertips are?
Yeah.
You see that pinky in the background that somehow fades out.
Yeah.
She got a double nail for a thumb.
Yeah.
Hey, look, fellas, look, fellas. It's gonna be us, the ones that fall victims. Girls ain't falling victims for this because girls don't care like that. Girls actually, get interested in the person or what that person can do for them. It's us. We the ones that gravitate to these visuals and be like, oh snap. And next thing you know, you subscribe to some OnlyFans AI sending money for nothing, like just for some bot.
Speaking of it, that sounds like a good side hustle.
I just kind of
That sounds
copyright, verbal copyright.
that sounds like
Cashmere
a
thought
good
of it.
little hustle right there.
Cashmere thought of it. AI OnlyFans. You got unlimited
I'm
girls,
pretty
whatever
sure.
you want.
I'm pretty sure that's already been exploited because that is the oldest tradition in the world.
That's a fact.
That's always gonna make money
Oldest
regardless.
business.
Um, yeah. What I noticed about that AI stuff is a lot of girls our age now are starting to post pictures of themselves. Because you can do
Mm,
you can do your own photo and be like,
yeah,
make me, in a subway. You know what I mean? So like
yeah.
a lot of them do that, um, and I feel like not only is it like a confidence booster for them, um, but like to me, I'm just like, you don't look nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Your AI got you beat.
your AI got you.
But
Being
I mean,
like,
I think
I
that would be
always wondered
anybody,
what you
right?
look like with glasses. It's like, is it the glasses though?
But that's what's dangerous, man. Like, yo, you're never gonna look better than some AI interpretation of you. It's gonna level out all your features,
Yeah,
clear out all your blemishes, brighten up your skin,
yeah,
liven your eyes. Like, you're never gonna look like that. You know why? You got life. You got a job. You got bad kids. You got a terrible boss. You
yeah,
got traffic. You got bills you ain't paid. You got some smell in the bathroom you can't get rid of. Like, you got a life and
yeah,
your body looks like a life. And
yeah.
that AI is gonna look pristine, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, girl, you look good." You be sitting there like, "Oh, I don't really look like that."
I don't really look like that. That's like catfishing in 2024.
That's a fact.
Like it's another form of catfishing. And you're right. Like a lot of people, because I be looking at, it, I'm like, how do you have? You should have no likes, right? Like you should have no likes on this photo, but you got 75. You posted a picture yesterday with you and your kid graduating kindergarten, and you got 13. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a maybe that's not a confidence booster at that point. It's like people like me fake versus a life
Right,
achievement with
right.
my child. Like just like don't even do it to yourself. That's another form of depression. Now
That
women gonna
is
be depressed like, I wish I used to look like that. You ain't never looked like that. Like you said, that is an interpretation of what a person looks like.
right.
That's it.
That's it.
So
That's it.
it's
I feel like it's
dangerous.
probably people that already go through that using all these filters. When Snapchat and TikTok, when they started coming out, all these different filters that make you look younger and make you add makeup to you and make you look luxurious. It's like, you gotta feel a way when I really woke up like this photo got nothing, but your glam, Snapchat photo got all these comments and this and that, and but it's like, dang, this is why I don't let my kids on social media.
Yeah.
Like I honestly feel like they're gonna be mad at me because a lot of their friends are gonna have it soon because they're getting older, but I'm not doing it. Like they cannot be on social media. They cannot have profiles on social media
Yeah.
until I and my wife deem that you're ready for the I can't say verbal, the online onslaught of critique that
Yes.
people that social media gives both direct and in silence
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the silence sometimes is even worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Silence in the fact that like you could post a picture of you and your kid for kindergarten, feeling proud of the moment that you shared and da 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 da, and want people to see how proud you are of that, and it
Right.
gets no love. That is depressing. Whether you put
Hurts
like,
people,
oh, I
yeah.
ain't put it on there for other people, I put it on there for me. No, you took the picture. That was for you. It's in your phone. You can open it up. You can view that yourself. But you to post that on your page, you're looking for other people to also feel a certain way. And you forget the number one thing with people is people don't have to do shit. Like I don't have to do nothing. And through us like doing any form of entertainment, whether it's been gaming or rapping or like live shows and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you know that a lot of people just are like, envious, and with envy becomes like two different things. Like, oh, they're overwhelmed envy and they supportive, or 90% of the time is fuck that, I can do that better. That how you do,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like they might not vocalize that to other people or anything, but
yeah.
that's a self thing. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
even like you said, putting these delusional things up and stuff like that for kids, I think is horrible. We grew up in an era where like I have a big nose. I know that.
Hmm.
I had to be
Yep. Right. Yeah.
quick on the whips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
To get these
the
people off
notes.
of me.
Yep.
That's a lot of my yeah. That's a lot of the reason why I became funny as I am is because I'm like I heard it at home, and everybody, grandma gonna talk crap about you regardless anyway.
Right.
So you just grow up in that type of environment where people that love you are going to give you the harshest critiques. So when you go out in the world and people are like, can you smell into Sacramento? You're like, my grandma said I can smell New York, or you know what I mean? Like that's light work, bro. Like you need to work on your
Right.
delivery. You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
feel like that's kind of how I do my kids also, in a very jokingly and fun manner. So it's like in my mind subconsciously, I'm hoping that with them hearing us joke around, if someone else says something, even if it's in a derogatory state, they can still kind of laugh it off and like have something to say back, even if they feel some type of way inside, but it won't affect them, initially, or at least they won't show that it affected them. And that's something that I try to teach my kids all the time too. Is like stop crying in front of people or stop showing people that you're irritated because all they're going to do is continue to do it. Now they have something on you. I know how to make you cry.
I
Hey,
know.
all you got to do is this.
I got him.
Yeah,
I
you know what
got
I mean.
him.
Even with them their siblings, I'm like, stop allowing your brother to do this.
Yeah.
He knows it makes you mad. Stop letting your sister do this. She knows he makes you mad. But
Do
yeah,
you teach him to fight?
not really. I mean, like I'll wrestle them and stuff like that.
No, I mean like teach them when it's appropriate to fight. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
do
yeah,
you
yeah.
ever tell them like like what is your fight like breaking point? When does it go from tell them to stop or tell the teacher or something like that to knock them out? Like for you, what do you teach as the guiding principle of that?
Nobody's allowed to put their hands on you. If somebody puts their hands on you, you put your hands on them.
Hmm.
And I'll do.
Okay.
Or if someone puts their hands on you and you can like see a teacher or an adult that can do something about it, then you
Right.
immediately go tell them. You know what I'm saying? But if you out there in the playground, somebody puts their hands on you, put your hands back on them harder than they put their hands on you, especially if you feel like you were hurt. Um, my son, he gets like I don't know, was it like having so many girls and then having of course my oldest son, but he grew up with his mom, but having so many girls and then having a son that I'm be around that I'm growing up with,
Yeah.
they're way more physical,
Yeah.
even in a playing matter. So I have to teach him
Yeah.
like, I know you boys are playing hard. That doesn't always call for you to be smacking somebody or punching somebody back,
Yeah. Yeah.
just because another boy pushed you while you guys were running playing tag and you fell and got hurt yourself. Like, you know,
Right. Right.
like it's real. It's delicate when it comes to that. But like my daughter, she's a little bit older, so I always tell her, I'm like, hey, like nobody is allowed to put their hands on you. Somebody puts their hands on you, I know you can hit hard. you know,
Right.
defend yourself if you feel like somebody's doing something against you to hurt you. But
Yeah.
if you're able to make an adult aware, then make them aware.
That's it's always tricky, like telling a kid, knowing that point in a kid's life when you finally tell them it's okay to fight. Because at an earlier age, it's no hitting,
Yeah.
no biting,
Yep.
no spitting, no, what I mean, no pinching. Like you teach them these behaviors that allow them to go and make friends, to understand how to treat friends
Yeah.
and things of that nature when they finally go to school. And then they run into that kid in class that all of a sudden you even realize as a parent, like, man, if I was in your class, I'd knock that kid out. And you don't want your kid to be affected. So now it's like, okay, what age are they? Do they understand what to do with this information? Do they understand how to when to apply this information? Like
Yeah.
it's real sketchy. And then you get, if you have multiple kids like we do, one kid could, you feel like, might have it at 6 and the other kid may not have it till 9. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
how
Definitely.
do you deal with that? Like it's
Yeah.
it's, it's touchy.
And it's I think that's the best part about being a parent is that, right? Like especially when you have multiple kids, is you
Yeah,
do get to see the different versions of like, you and like and their own personality meshing together and blending
yeah,
together. And even your wife or your spouse or your partner or whoever it is, like seeing how they interpret, those situations and stuff. Because
those
sometimes
stipulate
those, yeah,
those
situations,
sippy cup
yeah,
situation.
because they might have a whole different outlook on it, you know, than you. Like
Yeah.
nobody touch you. You pull their hair and beat them up. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, who hurt you? Like you can't be setting this kid up to fight off your bully.
Right,
It's like it's a whole different era. Uh,
right, right.
but yeah, and you talk about the phone thing. Like I waited so long to get my daughter a phone, and I finally got her a phone. And I wanted to wait till she was 10 years old, but I'm like, because all the older ones, that's when they, started getting into the phones and stuff. I was like, when you're 10 years old, you can get a phone. Excuse me. But today's age, like these kids grow up with so many handheld devices, iPads, tablets, or whatever. And people, were like, oh man, my kid ain't getting a phone. I was like, but they have an iPad? They're like, yeah. I'm like, the only thing a phone does is call. And you can call on an iPad. So like, what I'm always curious, like, what's holding you back from getting them a phone versus them playing with an iPad where they could video chat, do everything that a phone does besides have a number?
I'll tell you mine. I don't know about everybody else's, but ours specifically, my daughter will sneak something to school
Oh,
quick.
facts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
You can sneak a phone a lot easier than you can sneak a 10-inch iPad. I'm not saying it can't be done,
Yeah,
but when you're the helicopter parents like we are, it's a lot harder to get that past us than for you to get a phone past us.
yeah.
So I think
So,
it's a little bit of that. Like the phone takes on a new. I can do what I want with this. Like this is small enough for me to just. But the iPad is like I gotta ask. This is like like
yeah,
can I take
yeah.
this whole thing?
This whole thing, yeah, yeah.
So
No,
for us,
I
that's
agree.
kind of part of it.
I agree. And what really changed my mind about it was all them kids got phones in the damn school any damn way.
Yeah, that's true.
Like all them kindergartners have phones. And what really, really like put the nail in the coffin was my my mother-in-law was 2 hours late picking my daughter up from school one time, to the
Mm,
point where like she walked to the spot where she was supposed to pick her up at, waited, everybody left in the parking lot, my daughter got scared, walked back to the school. Well, hey, all the kids is gone from the school, so all the teachers is like, well, there ain't no kids here, you know. Even though the parking lot's right beside the school, you're not on school grounds.
right.
We good for the day. So now she's there by herself with no way to communicate with anyone. You know, she's like in panic. Like, you know, I talked to her the day, you know, it happened when I finally got back. Like, the most fear that I, you know, when you know, like when your kid cries and they think they're gonna die, cry, like they
Mm,
fall and bust their lip and they look at you like, like that pain, like that fear of like, this is the realest my 7 years on this earth has gotten
yeah,
right now. Uh, so I feel like
yeah.
it was a lot of that. But I was apprehensive. I was like, oh, but like like when she was 8 years old, she was, or excuse me, when she was having her, yeah, 8 year old birthday, her eighth birthday party. All the kids showed up. Like in her class, they got phones. They like their moms dropping them off. Like, oh yeah, Dad, she has her phone, so she can just call me when she's done. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, oh,
Right.
all right.
That's true.
And
That
like
is true.
that's literally what happened. Like, mom, I'm calling my mom and tell her to come pick me up. You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna text my mom, and I'm like, this is the day and age that we kind of live. And maybe it's just the area too that I live in too. You know what I mean? Because I know, you know, my sister kids aren't exposed to like that same type of, you know, vibe and stuff like that. I know a lot of other friends that I talk to, it's always taboo. They're just like, what? Ain't no way. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but like, you know, sometimes your kid's the only one who doesn't have something. That in itself, like, what kind of lessons are we teaching here? You
Mm,
know, do we teach the hard lesson like you get it when I say so, or you know what I mean? Like, do you let them follow the trend? And you know, and I
yeah.
also feel like maybe it's a responsibility thing that, you know, if
You
your
just gotta know
kids,
your kid.
yeah, your kids
I feel like you got
responsible.
to. I don't think you can play. Well, let me not say I don't think. I personally, I choose not to do the um, just because everybody else kind of thing because I don't know those kids. And I mean,
100%, yeah,
as even though we're just saying like it's a phone, like that's it's probably the most powerful piece of technology we've developed. Like it, yeah, people just throw it around to some kid, but that's also because a lot of parents these days don't want a parent.
yep,
So the phone it becomes like a pseudo guardian, something that they can deal with, talk to, play with, hang out with that. Like leave me be. Let me do my thing. Like I'm young. I'm this or I'm on my phone. Like you always trying to ask for my phone. Get your own phone. Like it's so it kind of turns into like this step in
yeah,
more so than because the kid needs this powerful device. Like they really don't.
yeah. You see
They
that a
really
lot.
don't.
You see that a lot, like at restaurants, right? Like I refuse to, majority of the time, I would say a good majority of the time, you're not on that phone. I'm not going to be on my phone. We're going to be present in this restaurant. We're going to
Right.
talk. You're going to color, do your tic tac toe. I'm going to play with you. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
try to have as many like moments that are memory moments
Yeah.
with my kids because that's what I had. You know what I'm saying? Like I had Nintendo and AOL and all these other things too, to a certain extent, but they were still just like real life moments that you shared as a family or traditions that you just started to develop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I said that before. Like I always try to like approach parenting like what stories will my kids tell about me when I'm dead and gone? Like, oh, my dad used to do this and this, and or my dad used to do that, or like, oh, we used to go to the restaurants. Like, what was your dad's favorite meal? Like, oh, I don't know what he ordered. You know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
was on my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
they'll know. Like,
I don't
oh,
know.
my daughter's like, can I order for everybody? Because she already knows like what everybody wants and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a precious thing to have, as small as it may, seem.
And it's big because I mean
Yeah.
she's present, like she's
Yep.
there. But funny, we just came from this pizza place tonight, and the our server when I got done paying, he was like, "Yo, can I tell you something?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I just want to say, like, I really respect your parenting." And I'm like, that's random. And
Yeah.
He was like, no, a lot of the families that come in here, like, he said exactly that. He's like, the kids are like sitting on the phone or they're on the tablet the whole time, like not looking up. But like your kids, you got one that was reading, and the others, you guys are talking, and this, that, and the other. You know, my daughter, she had a book, and we were together. It
Yeah,
wasn't like nobody was lost into
yeah,
something else. Like maybe I text you about the show, like, yo,
yeah,
I'm probably gonna be doing this, yada yada yada, but I'm not sitting there locked in on. I might handle some information, but then I'm
yeah.
back to them,
The
and it's
moment, yeah,
like that. I believe that that's a big reason why a lot of these parents are getting these kids phones is because it kind of takes the pressure off them.
yeah. And you know, to each his own. And I feel like a lot of times it might be necessary to do those things, right? Like sometimes, like I said, it's majority of the time we are fully in the moment and stuff like that. But there is sometimes where you just want to, like, I had a long day, I didn't want to cook or whatever the case may be. It was a rush to get in here. They set us at this small, you know what I mean? It's like all of these different things going on. And
Yeah,
now you got hungry kids, you got, you're hungry, you know what I mean? It's like rude waiter or something like that. So like these moments, you're just like, I just need a moment of zen, you know what I mean? So I feel
yeah,
like sometimes parents do respond to it that way, but then it becomes like a habit. And they just, now it's just this rabbit hole of like, oh, where's so and so? Oh, they're upstairs on the game. Like, oh, okay, well, I brought my kids over. You know what I mean? Like, so now I just told my kids they couldn't play the game because we was coming over here. And now, yeah, I'm like, all right, well, go play the game. You know
right.
what I mean? Like, I guess they're gonna play the game. Um,
They're going to play the game.
you're
Got
gonna
to
play
go
the
play the
game, I guess.
game.
Yeah. So like it's cool that my daughter was like, oh, I don't want a birthday party where like she's like, because if we go somewhere like that, everybody's gonna be running around. Like I want to hang out with my friends. So like she likes to have parties at the house,
Love that.
where she plays games and stuff like
Yeah,
that. She likes those type of interactions.
right.
She's a lot like my wife. She's really into that. You know what I mean? That
Like
everybody involved.
bonding
Yeah.
and yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
I'm I'm like that too to an extent, but I'm not,
Hmm.
yeah,
No,
like
I heard your whole airplane story. Like
yeah,
you,
I'm saying? Like I'm really a introvert with extrovert tendencies every now and then. You know what I mean?
hmm.
Like I'll go out, but can we get
But
the
I'm gonna
table?
get back.
Yeah, can we get the table in the back of the restaurant? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to
Right,
be.
right.
Let's sit right by the bar where the TVs is at. I'm like, it's too many goddamn people yelling and shit like we at a bar. It is a bar. Like, oh, you know what I mean?
I don't know if you are you watching the NBA playoffs.
I haven't. I just seen that highlights of the Nuggets and the Lakers.
What did you, what did you think of that
What's
when when Jamal Murray hit that fadeaway baseline two pointer, which I know is not that popular nowadays, a two pointer and won the game.
I
After
think?
LeBron just played dang near a perfect game, had a monstrous fourth quarter,
Yeah,
completely botched a 3 point. If he had made the 3 pointer, they win by one.
yeah,
Even if Murray shoots that shot, well, but then again, he doesn't shoot a 2 pointer if it's at the buzzer and they're down by three. So
yeah. He I just thought it was funny how Anthony Davis responded. They were like, "What happened with Murray?" He was like, "He made a shot." And they got up and left.
what do you want?
Have you seen that?
What else you want?
That
I have
man's-
not seen it, but I ain't mad at him. Like,
He's like,
what do you want me to
he's like,
say?
"What happened? What happened with Murray?" He's like, "He made a shot." And got up and left the interview, bro. He left. He left the post game interview because it was on him.
Oh,
He,
it was all on
it
him.
was on him.
I love the fact, but my favorite part of the whole thing was how he fell
Into them,
into
and they was
them,
like,
and
"Get
then
your ass out of
but it was he couldn't get out. It was like everything happened so fast, and he's so lanky that it was
Lanky."
like he's trying to get up, and they're celebrating. He's like, "Let me out of here!"
You know how many memes is about to be created on my expense?
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Poor dude,
get
man.
up, big man, get
Yeah,
out of
get out of here. Run. Run. At first, I thought
there.
I was like, are they jumping him? Like, because you couldn't see him anymore. That yellow just got swarmed with that sea of black. You couldn't see him anymore until they zoomed out and you saw him over there. I can't swim.
It's like, and it's like it'd be bad enough just to be a Laker player that's over there, but the game winning shot was made on you. Like it's your fault. You got the longest arms of anybody in the stadium that
In the
night.
stadium,
You are the best defender on the planet,
and
and that
he
shot,
just he looked like he was like he ain't got it.
nothing helped.
He was just like he ain't got it, dude. Like, and then you stumble. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you shouldn't have stumbled.
You should have stumbled.
That you know how they used to call it. I don't know if they still do. They used to say you got posterized when someone like
Yeah,
dunked on you or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
That gives a whole new meaning to
yeah.
posterize. If
Because
they
his
get the right
long
shot,
arms is just stretched out, sitting on someone's lap while they grabbing him by the waist to throw him out of the way. Like, I was like,
oh
what's
man.
happening?
And it didn't make it any better that they were actually in Denver. So then the whole background, everyone's cheering, and you like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
all in your ear, beer flying all over your uniform.
At least if you were in LA, it's like
It'd be
everybody's
silent.
quiet. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
now it's just them. It don't look
yeah.
so crazy, but this looks like you just
What
in a
what game
swarm.
was that? Was that
Game two.
game two? Oh, okay.
So they down 2-0.
Uh, yeah,
And they were up. They were up 20 points.
I haven't paid very
You
much
blew a
attention
20-point
to,
lead.
and this is I don't know. This is like my laziness too that I'm trying to break out of because I used we talk about this many times. Like I used to be into sports. I used to know everybody and stuff like that. I said this year I was going to get back into like watching and under I didn't watch any of the NFL draft. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
get back.
know that you didn't because it didn't happen yet. So I know that you
Oh,
didn't.
okay. So I won't. I probably will watch it
I
now.
know you did not watch
Um,
the NFL draft
This
because
is how out
yeah,
of date I've been with sports.
yeah.
There's this funny dude on TikTok who like breaks down the yearly calendar of
Mm.
like why your husband ain't gonna take you out. And he's like talking about like, see, right now we got the NFL draft going on, and then this is the PGA tour, so
Right.
you got to go to that. It's just like all these different events throughout the years. Like, so baby, when do you want me to take you out? You know, I gotta send
That's
it to you.
funny.
It's hilarious.
That's funny. That's good.
But I followed him because I'm like, I need to know these damn dates again. I used to be on that,
Yeah.
and I just haven't watched basketball in so long. But now, you know, Wimbe's here, and I went to go see him with his long, lanky self.
The manana.
Yeah, and
I'm the
that
meaning
dude,
mama.
he's impressive. He's
Yeah,
impressive, man.
he's an
He,
8 foot 11-year-old.
yeah, and he can hoop. That's
He can ball.
like he can ball.
He can
Um,
ball.
I'm hoping he doesn't get Yao Ming, just being that tall and just deteriorate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? After a
Fast.
couple years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's been balling. I went to go see. I think I've been to two Spurs games, and I was planning on trying to get like season tickets. Probably when like the fam and stuff gets here, just so we can support the local teams.
I see what happened. It wasn't by design, but I see what you did there. The Spurs, black and silver.
Oh,
The
you're right. Maybe
Raiders,
that's why I like them.
black and silver. I see what you did there.
Maybe that's why I like them. Maybe
Ah,
that's why I like them.
okay, okay.
They're
I
and
understand.
they're not a bad team. They just
Not at
can't close
all.
out. They can't close out that third or fourth quarter. They come out first and second quarter every time,
Yeah,
dominating.
yeah. Who are the
So
3-point shooters right now?
what's his name? Uh,
If you remember,
hold on, let me see.
because I feel like Curry messed up the game. If you don't have a 3-point shooter, you're like that's it. Then you're just not gonna
Keldon
win.
Johnson.
Okay.
Um, and what's the other dude's name? Sochan,
Hmm.
Jeremy
Okay.
Sochan.
Yeah, I gotta watch because I'm not up on basketball just because I
Trey
don't really
Jones,
enjoy
he's pretty
watching
good too.
basketball that much. There's too
Yeah,
many games. I mean, it's like I missed the game. I watched the game last night. Y'all lost. Then I missed the game tonight. Is a game tonight?
it was again.
Like,
Yeah,
like, dude, come on, man.
yeah.
It's like, no, it's two games tonight. I missed two more games. It's like every day.
I just feel
Whereas
like it's not as
football, football, you get days off. It's like,
yeah. It's not as physically demanding. So I feel like that's why they play a lot more games because all you're doing is really just exercising. You know what I mean? Like when you really think about it, like you just running and jumping,
you're doing is exercise.
stretching. You doing all the exercises every night. Like that's good for your body, nigga. Like that's, so.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we got to get on it though. Because I definitely want you to be back on your sports thing before we get to this NFL season. Because I think this next NFL season is going to be interesting. You got the Chiefs trying to go for number 3 in a row to really put themselves in that dynasty
I'm so tired of that, man.
solidify conversation.
So
You
tired
got
of it.
Lamar Jackson, who should have been in the Super Bowl, won MVP. I feel like he's going to be even more deadly
The
next year.
vendetta.
Yeah, and then he got Derrick Henry over there now, so
Oh yeah.
they're going to be a problem. The Texans, you down there in San Antonio, I'm gonna be honest. Forget my Cowboys. You might want to go see them Texans. Them Texans about to be lit
Why?
up
Because they
next
got
year.
4 new uniforms.
No, they players before they even did
I
the
know.
uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, they free agency.
It's
They made
crazy.
some splash moves, man. Like they gonna look right. Their defense is right. Their offense is solid, and I mean they already went and won a playoff game last year. They won the divisionals. Like no, was that a division? No, it wasn't. That
Mm,
was a
I
wild
don't know.
card. That was a wild card
You know
because they
what's crazy
lost
to me?
bad to Baltimore in a divisional. That's right.
What's crazy to me is that it's so many people in Texas that are Cowboys fans and not Texans fans.
It's just too new. That's it.
Like there's so yeah. I mean yeah, Cowboys.
That's that.
That's right.
That's
That
really
makes
all it is because you
that
had
part
like
makes a lot of sense.
the Houston Oilers is
Yeah.
what they used to be.
Yeah.
I think before that, if I recall correctly, the
Who,
Oilers might have been somewhere else,
who was
and
the
then
Oilers? Was it Warren? Not Warren. Warren Moon played the Oilers, right? Back in the day.
Warren Moon played for the Oilers. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Because I was
yeah,
gonna say like there was a time where I was a Oilers fan. I
yeah.
even think I had an Oilers jersey
Mm.
back in the day,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think it
They
was
were
because of
nice.
Warren
They,
Moon.
they had their time.
Yeah.
And then when I went over to I think I forgot how it worked. I think like the Oilers went to Tennessee and became the Titans, and then somehow the Houston then got the Texans or something weird like that is how that broke apart. So the Texans are still like such a new team.
Yeah.
Dallas, like people don't understand, man. Dallas, I think they said something like the first like 30 Super Bowls, like Dallas was in like 15 or 16 of them or something, 16 of the conference championship. Like they're just a historic team. Like they don't get
Mhm.
a whole lot of credit because they get a lot of hate, but
Yeah.
they get a lot of hate because of that. Like you don't really get hate when you just kind of got here or you ain't
Yeah.
really did nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people have issues with certain teams because they probably done mollywopped your team
Team
for
forever.
years.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of built a hate against them. So I
Yeah.
understand the disgust because like they are one of those story teams that it's like it's really hard to fight like their legacy as a dynasty. Like
Yeah.
it just is what it is. And so yeah, it would be hell. Dallas go to Arizona and play an away game and it feel like a home game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
in Texas is gonna be like that all over. But the way the Texans are looking, I would not be surprised because if Jerry Jones keep running this organization the way he runs it, focused on the brand more so than focused on the wins.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a winning team. Don't get me wrong. last 3 seasons. I mean, they 36 wins in the past 3 seasons, which is phenomenal. But when they get to the playoffs, they just look trash. Other teams may not look. The Chiefs. The Chiefs do not look great
No.
during the season. You be like, oh, they might not even make the playoffs, and then they win
Yeah.
because they put the right pieces there, and
Yeah.
they ain't focused on the Chiefs brand and how many people buy hats.
No.
It's like,
No.
nah. But the
No.
Texans, they got youth, they got a certain energy, they got flair, and it's timing.
Yeah.
They got all of that while Dallas is starting to look like, what are y'all doing over there?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's like the perfect timing for them to come and
Take that Texas
just be
title.
just be the number one. It's gonna be the Houston Texans and then like Texas A&M and then
Longhorns, and then it's like, what's that name? Cowboys. Yeah, Dallas got a team. Dallas got Trailblazers. What's it? The Cowboys?